What's going on, guys? Aaron with Lansing Lawn Service. Today I have got to replace my damaged, busted, bent trimmer racks. It's kind of depressing, but they gotta go. As you can see here, I just bent the crap out of them. What I did is I attempted to pull the trailer out of the garage, and the garage door wasn't up high enough. Trimmer racks hit the garage door. Gotta take these off. I'm gonna show you the difference between these two. My 3-place racks, which are right here. So instead of the 4-place, I got 3-place replacements, 3-place rack replacement. And there is some differences between these two racks. I'm gonna show that to you as we get going here. So let's get these racks off, and then I will show you the differences in the racks. So I've got those racks off. Now I'm going to show you the difference between these two Jungle Gym racks. One is the older style rack, and the other is the new style rack. So Jungle Gym got a lot of complaints about the trimmers spinning while they're on the racks. I don't mind that at all. I don't care. It's fine. So when you drive along, the wind catches. If you have your trimmer guard on, the wind will catch the trimmer guard and it'll flip the trimmer over usually. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. But what they did to remedy that, this is the new rack. This is the 4-place trimmer rack that I bent all up. But you see how that is kind of angled in a little bit? And it's a very sharp upturn here. Let me grab the other one and I will show you the other style, the old style. All right, so this is the old style. You see how it's much more gradual upturn here? That allows the trimmer handle to sit right in there really nice, but it does spin. So if you can see that, it's much different. And so that's the difference between these two racks. And I would much rather have the old style because I can now fit, without bending this, I can fit my Milwaukee trimmer in there without a problem. So that's what I like about Jungle Gym trimmer racks, is I don't have to put on any little blocks to slide into a lock. I don't have to have trimmer or engine mount things to put on, extra stuff. I don't have to do any of that stuff with Jungle Gym because they're built right. Now, yes, they're not as strong as, let's say, the Equipment Defender racks, which I have an Equipment Defender blower rack, because I happen to like Equipment Defender's blower rack better than the Jungle Gym blower rack. But these are just fine, and you don't have a bunch of crap hanging off of them. So that's what I like about Jungle Gym. They are built strong, they are built tough, but they're also made to flex. They're not going to be like solid, rigid poles on your trailer, but you don't need that. Let's get the new ones put on. I'm going to walk you through how I put the Jungle Gym racks together and just show you that since I've got you here. The trimmer racks should come with all the hardware you need. However, that is only if you have an angled top trailer. What I mean by that is my trailer is square top, so it's a square top tube. So you're going to need longer bolts to go through than what they give you. And so that can be a problem. I do have longer bolts for mine, I believe. Okay, so yes, I had one longer bolt that I had to go to the store and actually buy for my trimmer rack because of the way they're built. And how I have to do this, let me show you. So when I put my Jungle Gym trimmer racks together, I actually have to put the bolt inside the box here. You get the bottom part, which is like this, and it goes on here, and it creates a box for rigidity. But I have to put this bolt through there, so it has to be inside of the box before I put the box together. And so that can be a little bit challenging, but I'm going to try and show you how I do that. Right now, this is not a perfect science, but this has to go in. You also need these little spacers And what these do is they prevent the steel from pinching together when you put the bolts on, when you put the bolts through to attach the box. So it can be a little challenging to get everything in, but let's see if we can do it here. Okay, once you've got everything kind of set up the way you want, slide that bolt through there. I hope you guys can still see this. And then what I do is I put in the spacers while it's sideways. So that's on. And now I slip this on. Now what I can do, I can take the bolts and slide them through so that those spacers stay. Hopefully. And then they go through and they make a box like that. And then this bolt can slide back and forth. And that is basically how these Jungle Gym racks go together. It's pretty simple. It's a very simple design, but it's a very effective design. Let's keep moving on here. I'm going to get these together, and then I will show you when they're installed, and then I'll show you what the trimmers look like on there. Alright guys, so one of the problems that you're going to see with this next one that I put on, this one went on fine, but I'm going to show you one of the problems. I got to tighten that up a bit. One of the problems with this other one, alright, so this bolt that's sticking out here, these holes are not drilled quite in the center of this bar. And what happens on the other one, it's reversed. And so that bolt slides through there easily. It makes it past those spacers. On this side, that bolt does not make it past those spacers. And so now I have to take that spacer out because my bolt has to go exactly where that spacer is. Wouldn't you know it? So I've got to take that spacer out in order to get that bolt where it needs to be. But I'm going to leave the spacer in there so that it can perform its job as well as it can. Alright, so there we have it. So I had to take that spacer out so I could get that bolt in the right place. It was kind of frustrating, but we got it done. I'm frustrated that I can't have that spacer in there, but it is what it is. As you can see, guys, these are pretty solid racks. They're not going anywhere. This one, I need to tighten up a little bit more at the bolts, but other than that, they're pretty solid. How you lock them is just this bar right here. It's just a single bar. You take a trimmer off, you slap that on, you put the lock back on, good to go. After I tighten this up, let me show you what the trimmers look like on there. I think you're going to like it. So what you're going to see when I put this on is this one. This is the edger. This is actually going to swivel. Slide it on. And I actually like that. I prefer that. I prefer it to swivel like this so it hangs down. The reason why is because the other ones put a lot of strain on the handle. So I prefer this. As you can see, there's plenty of room for the handle. Now, I'm going to try putting on my Milwaukee. And it did not fit on the other ones. This is the Milwaukee trimmer. Stick it in here. Perfect. Fits generous. There's a generous amount of room in there. And again, as I said before, I don't care if these rotate because there's no strain on the handle, which is really nice. Ooh, that's pretty tight. And what will happen here, I'm going to have to move this thing here because there's a lot of strain on the shaft. All right, these are pretty good. I leave them loose like this. The other ones, they were actually loose and you could not tighten them. So they would flex up and down. I didn't like that either. I tried to tighten one and I actually broke it off. This one I got to loosen so that I can move it up. But what will happen is when I move that up, this will actually flip over because of the weight of the Darwins Grip. Again, I do not mind that. I think that is fine. It doesn't do anything to the handle. There's no strain on the handle. There's no strain on the shaft. I don't mind that at all. Maybe you guys are picky like that and you care what your trimmers look like as you're running down the road. I do not care. It's a trimmer. It doesn't need to look like a Rolls Royce running down the freeway. That is what it looks like. Trimmers on there and everything is set up properly. That's it, guys. That's the Jungle Gym trimmer racks. And I like them personally. I like this style a lot better than the new style, which I bent up, and it was a bummer because I spent money. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful for you to help you make a decision on what trimmer racks you want to go with. There's so many out there. I prefer these because they're simple and effective.